It didn't find a Cavalier, and now the Bears on the counter. 4 players attacking to our right with a 5th arriving on the near side in Hills. This is shot from a long way out. Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me? That is the shot of Soleil Dimery's life, and the Bears have equalized against the #1 team in the nation.
To round out the Elite Eight, here's this ball in, Kosikov! The Dogs barking again here in the postseason. Kosikov might have just sent Washington to the quarterfinals. Fragoso cuts out this goal kick, and here comes Fragoso, finds Risa Yamada. Referee plays advantage, and Risa Yamada capitalizes.
Oh, that's the answer the Aggies needed.
Good run, good shot, great save by Tegan Y, denying Rademacher of what would have been the clincher. And they might have a breakaway. It's going to be up to Burkle, 1v1, we are tied again! Roll, Tide roll, and they roll to a 2-2 score with 11 and a half minutes to go, and it is this young phenom, Maddie Podolsky.
12th all-time meeting between these two. SMU has not won here at Stanford since 2000, and this is cleared away off of the corner and played back to Schnebly. Last time SMU beat the #1 team of the nation, you got to go all the way back to almost 30 years ago, 1998, when they took down #1 Indiana in Dallas. And the last time they did it on the road, also against Indiana, but it was back in 1979 in Bloomington. Most of these players, they were not even thoughts at that point. 1998, tough for me to say, but I don't think hardly any of these players were even alive, if any. There's a tumble there on the far side. And it's Alex Chow who got tangled up with Luis Flores.
Yeah, Chow just goes over the back of Flores there. Nothing else really to it, but good chance for SMU to take a beat, calm down, and get possession.
Well, intercept there, Zach Bohane's on it. He had a relatively quiet opening half, takes a beautiful first touch, sets it up on his left to Chow. And some nice defense there in the middle by Landsberg. Alex Chow had it set up after that run we've seen many times on this pitch.
I would have loved Chow to just take that one time. He takes the extra touch, and with that, the window closes down. He has to just put that in one time.
That's Bohane working his magic. Long throw, and this gets down towards the 6. And a shot is away. It takes a deflection. Now Chow battling for it again. And again, SMU able to clear. Can they get something here against the run of play? Stanford's dominated in the second half, and the answer is no. Turned away, and that's Palmer Bank. I'm going to amend what I said earlier. I don't think anybody, guarantee nobody on the pitch was born in 1998. It's hard for me to say that. All 2000s. And here comes Bohane making his move. And Brunet, who has really done the job tonight, able to steer him away. Cleary, Bohane, back to Cleary. That's one of many, many, many times those two have been linked up.
You can see how low SMU are sitting right now. That 3-back becomes a 5-back in that defensive shape, and it becomes a low block, which is exceptionally difficult to break down. Problem with that is Stanford are fine to shoot from outside the 18, which is what they're going to have to do, because it's just that much more difficult to get inside the box when you get a low block. So Zach Bohane and Alex Chow on those outside mids are going to have to resort to maybe taking a touch inside and getting a shot off from outside the 18.
You think that's a response because they know how good Stanford's been in the second half, that more defensive shape?
I think it's an unintentional response to how Stanford have started this half. SMU have been pushed back right from the jump here in this second half, and they're just trying to absorb the attack of the Stanford Cardinal right now and bend and not break before they can go back the other way. It's just that how that defensive shape shapes up when you play in a 3-back and those outside mids come all the way back in that defensive shape. But when you get stuck in that, there's really no outlet to get the ball forward and get your players forward. Now they're going to be under the attack of the very long throw of Will Cleary.
Wanted to throw it into the box. Wasn't there, though. Cleary, though, will get another chance with the ball at his feet. And Bohane with the left foot to the back post and off the line. Dominguez, he didn't get all of it, but it was cleared in the end. He got some help on the far side.
That was Pimentel clearing that out.
Who has been getting his steps in as usual, running up and down the pitch, and he made the important clearance after Dominguez was not able to punch it all the way free. Back heel, Cleary and Bohane have been trying to get together here in the second half.
You get a high press here for the Stanford Cardinal as well, just trying to keep SMU in their own defensive half. SMU doing a good job of not forcing it forward. Sometimes when you get this kind of pressure, you can just want to send the ball over the top, and all that does is just give the ball back to the other team. So SMU doing a good job of staying calm in this phase and finding these pockets.
Mitchell was making a run, but they didn't see the initial one, so he had to stop and start, and the ball was cut out anyway. Stanford has been one of the top offensive teams in the nation, one of the best offensive teams that the 3-time champion head coach Jeremy Gunn has orchestrated. Averaging about 2.3 goals a contest. But tonight it's been SMU that has absorbed their offensive attack.
Well, that time it's Jeremy Gunn that we hear on the sideline. I think he wanted a foul called there. SMU coming back the other way. They've been pretty dangerous on the counterattack. We'll see what they can create here.
Fletcher, or excuse me, it's Mitchell who is making this run against Cleary.
The other number 7.
Thank you. They're both fast.
They're both fast. They both play in the left wing.
Yeah, Jeremy Gunn, I think maybe he was jealous of Kevin Hudson in the first half. He got all the mic time.
You mentioned just how good this Stanford team has been. We talked about their offense. I mentioned how good of a second half team they are offensively. 9 goals in the first half, 23 in the second half. But defensively as well, they concede fewer goals in the second half than in the first half. This team truly, you can use the word balanced to describe them. They're 15th nationally in goal differential, 31 goals scored, just 12 goals conceded, and that's across 14 games. That's a plus 19 in goal differential. Balanced is truly the key word.
Shots and goals per game would both be the most if it ended today. 19 shots a game, 2.3 goals a game, most in the Jeremy Gunn era. And we talk about the 4 clean sheets in a row. This would be their 5th. It's their longest such streak since 2017, where they went 9 straight matches without allowing a goal en route to the national title.
And we talk about SMU's strong schedule and how they're finishing out this season against Stanford and then against Virginia, but it seems to be no issue for them. Obviously, playing ranked opponents is something that you do a lot in the ACC, and for SMU against ranked opponents, they opened with a ranked opponent game As game 1 of the season, they drew 2-2 against Kansas City. They've played 3 ranked opponents so far this season. They're 1 win and 2 draws versus ranked opponents. They haven't dropped a game against opponents that have been ranked nationally. They won 2-0 as we get another look here.
Alex Chow down. Had to really stretch for this.
You can just see it. Luckily, he's going to get a helping hand up right now from the referee. It's just it's a tough angle. That's also going to hurt too. Yeah, this turf is watered, or this grass is watered, I'll say, but that still hurts. He's been running hard on that left side this entire game.
Here's another guy, Chow. When he's healthy, he's not going to leave the pitch very often. And here Jeremy Gunn is going to get the team together using this short little break with the injury. Chow gives the thumbs up. Like the looks, though, Stanford's getting, Sarah? You like the chances they're creating?
Oh, absolutely. This has been an outstanding start to the second half for this Stanford Cardinal team, getting a ton of shots, basically controlling possession, definitely controlling the game. Most of this second half has been played in their attacking half, and they've made it hard for SMU in the past 14 minutes, really. They've come out strong as we knew that they would, and it seems to be pretty relentless. Don't expect this Stanford offense to let up. SMU are going to have to find a way to not just absorb this pressure from the Stanford Cardinal. They're going to have to find a way to get themselves on the ball because it will be too much to defend for the full 45.
That's Sarah Ash. I'm Greg Wong here on a cold, overcast night at Stanford. Sarah said the pitch is probably pretty saturated from all the rain we had earlier.
Playing really well, though. Yes. Really not playing like it's been saturated. A shout out to the grounds crew.
Only seen a couple of slips other than that. They're the hardest working people at any university, you can say almost without a doubt, the grounds crew. Bank, Bohane, trying to navigate through the Mustang traffic. Now Palmer Bank. Cleary exchanging with Pym. Pardo, and that was miscommunication.
Yeah, you see where he was trying to go. He had Fletcher Bank kind of hanging out in the 18. Just trying to play that one on the ground, though.
Pimentel with a head of steam. He is racing the other way, trying to set it up for their goal score, and this takes a touch over the byline. It will be a corner, but Sogamonian had some mean intentions when he initially saw that half volley.
Yeah, well, with what he's done in the past few games, you just hold your breath when he gets the ball at the top of the 18 because you feel like it's about to hit the back of the net. Deflection there off Stanford Cardinal, but again, SMU have been lethal on this counter attack. It's been working so well for them, and once again, not successful in putting it in the back of the net, but they win a corner kick off of it.
Yeah, normally when you see a red blur running on this pitch, it's a good thing, but there Pimentel was a blur, and that put everybody in a panic situation for SMU. Here's Flores to take this corner kick. In swinging ball, headed, and it came off of a Cardinal. Now Flores coming up a little lame.
Yeah, you don't love to see that off of that corner kick. He's grabbing his hamstring, and he's going to go down. And we won't speculate what it is, but hope for the best for Luis Flores. Talked about him plenty in this match. The transfer out of Oral Roberts after last year. He's got a goal and 3 assists. He had 2 assists in the last 4 matches for this squad. He's been hot so far and never the sight that you want to see. And both teams will utilize this for a bit of a water break.
He's from Lufkin, Texas. Returns to his home state to finish out his collegiate career. And again, they'll use this as an injury timeout. So we've got just under half an hour to play. And still, SMU has held the line. But they've faced an onslaught here in the second half. A dozen shots for the Cardinal for the game now. And SMU, I don't think they have, well, that Sogomonian shot, that was their first shot attempt of the second half.
And we get a look at shots there. Defensively, SMU 13 goals against all season across 13 games, so they're averaging exactly 1 goal allowed per game. But they've been able to hold opponents to an average of 7.5 shots per game. That's shots, not shots on goal, which is an outstanding statistic. If you can hold your opponent to 7 shots, you're probably averaging less than half of that on goal, maybe half if it's a really high percentage shooting team. But Stanford already in the second half, 12 shots, 3 of those on target, almost double what SMU have been averaging. That just shows you what an offense this Stanford team has, but SMU really able to absorb that blow with this veteran defense.
Again, Flores still being tended to down near the corner flag. And this would be a huge loss if he's not able to continue. He's part of that Mustang collection of players that just are running nonstop and sprinting nonstop. But SMU and these men's soccer ranks, they have just made this conference even stronger. Their presence, just no easy days in the ACC, as seemingly every coach we talk to says. And Stanford this season, they have made it look much easier than it usually is in this conference.
Jeremy Gunn, talking to him before the match, is now I think Stanford is going to give Luis a bit of a salute as he heads off the pitch. Jeremy Gunn, we were talking to him before the match, and with the number of teams that are in the ACC, which is 15, you can't play every single team in one season. So you're going to play about half of them one year and about half of them the next year. So you actually don't get to see every team every single year. We were talking to Jeremy Gunn. He said it's actually really nice to have gone to play this team last year and then get to play them this year. There's some familiarity that we don't have with teams in the ACC, A, because we're new, and B, because we don't get to play them every year.
And Jeremy Gunn, he has seen his fair share of schools through the year. Really enjoyed talking to him just about the international players he has, a native of England, who when he first got here, his first stop was as a player at Cal State Bakersfield. They don't have many like that across the pond. Here's this shot off of the rebound, and Pimentel doesn't catch it clean. And he still says he keeps in contact with some of his Bakersfield teammates. He also coached in Chico, and literally over the past few days he's been having phone calls with them.
One of the beautiful things about college soccer, once you're a teammate, you're a teammate for life. It's a different kind of bond, certainly. Especially nice to talk about here on senior night for the senior class here on this Stanford team that Jeremy Gunn said it's kind of been the heartbeat of this program for the past 4 years that they've been here.
We'll be disappointed if this scoreline remains the same, no doubt. Much more than SMU, who also is vying for the 3 points. It's been Stanford that has been able to keep a lot of this second half possession as play is restarted. There's Palmer Bank.
Yeah, that's Daniel Escorcia, who just took down Palmer Bank. But I love that energy from Escorcia. We've mentioned his name so many times, rightfully so. He's been literally everywhere on this pitch, and this time he finds himself all the way down on the right-hand side on the sideline as the number 10. And Palmer Bank just gets a step on him. He's a little late on the tackle, and that's about it. But that's the energy SMU need right now. Not a bad foul.
Yeah, you get a feeling number 10s, when they have to play some defense, they take some pride in going up against the big boys. This is headed, but it came off of a Cardinal, and it will be a goal kick.
And you look at the shots on goal once again for SMU, 7 shots, 0 on target still. And it's free kicks like that where, yeah, you're putting the ball into the box, but how can we make it a little bit more dangerous? How can we cause some chaos? Can can we maybe, I don't know, cause the keeper to come out of the net? Stanford have usually taken slightly better opportunities than that, but if you put that on the other end, that's been kind of the picture of how SMU have taken their free kicks, and especially with Stanford in control of most of this possession, where our heads are basically turned to the right now this entire game. In the next free kick that SMU get, I would really love to see them force Rowan Schnebly into some kind of a decision on that side. Or on that other side.
I forgot there was another side. Well, Jeremy Gunn was telling us we don't have these analytics readily available, but in terms of expected goals, the XGs, as they say, here's Fletcher Bank making this run to the byline, and he earns the corner. The expected goals in the last match against USF, 4-0 to the Cardinal, even though they only ended up winning, and the stat that matters, the real goals, 1-0. I'd say tonight there are a few that Stanford is wishing they had back.
We got to look there at Jeremy Gunn talking to Shane DeFlores, giving him a send-off and some instructions before he enters the match, assuming after this corner kick.
Yeah, senior about to head on to the pitch. Again, final regular season home match at Kagan for either the men's or women's team. Women wrapped it up yesterday. Header!
What a save.
Swatted by Dominguez. And he needed the reflexes to get that over the crossbar, because that was coming in hot.
Absolutely outstanding from Dominguez right there. You can see this ball in. It's going to go off of the head of Tenconi Diaz, who, by the way, does an excellent job of redirecting and getting power on it, but not quite as good as that save from Martin Dominguez.